Yo. What's up, guys? What's going on? It's Friday, baby. We made it. Friday is here. Weekend is upon us. Man, we'll do the news, as always. Find out what's going on in this world of video games that we love so much. And then we will maybe do a little bit of Warframe. Depends on what time Pinky gets home today. We're co-oping our Divinity playthrough with our buddy Pinky, and so probably a quick Warframe session while we wait for Pinky to get home, and then we'll play some day 5 of Divinity here. So it'll be good. I was planning on doing Warframe, a total Warframe weekend, but due to Pinky's schedule, it looks like Divinity's not going to be able to be played this coming week. So we're probably going to do Divinity weekend. And then, excuse me, we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do this coming week. We could do a little bit of Warframe. We could start another playthrough. We'll see what's going on, what's dropping, and what's even going on our schedule here. Yeah. Okay. Exoprimal beta starts today. I wonder what people are going to think of that. I'm interested in that. A lot of monetization in there, though. You can see it, and we'll see what people have to say. We'll figure it out. I don't know. Maybe we play something like Sable this week, something like that. We'll see. We'll figure it out. We'll see what's up. We got plenty of options, but we'll probably have to do some like Warframe this coming week, and some other kind of playthrough as well before we're able to get back into Divinity with Pink the following week. So that's the plan. Let's go ahead and do what we do, man. Let's get in here and take a look at what's going on in video gaming news. Cool. This is what we're listening to this morning. Bullets Per Minute soundtrack. Amazing first-person rhythm-based shooter that is also a roguelite. It's got a very cool soundtrack, very cool animation, and just graphic style in the game, art style in the game. So highly recommend. Go check it out. It's a very cool game. Great music. All right, let's get in it. Here we go. NVIDIA accelerates neural graphics PC gaming revolution at GDC. Okay, we'll see what that is giving us there. Two classic 90s adventure games are getting unexpected remasters or remakes? Remakes. Okay. Yeah, Warhammer 40,000 Gladius is now free on the Epic Game Store. I was promoting this yesterday to everybody as free content. It's something that I do as often as I can to try to offset the significant hurdle that many of us have to deal with nowadays in gaming, which is money. Gaming is expensive, and whenever I can find ways to get people into gaming at a low price point or even free products, I mean, I try to promote that stuff as often as possible. And Epic is really, really good about it. They give away free games every single week, and especially around the holidays, they do it for like 2 weeks of free games every day. So yesterday, they switched over to their new free game for the coming week, which is Warhammer 40,000 Gladius. So that game is free on the Epic Game Store for the next week. So you should go grab it. Also, let's go ahead and take a look at this. Steam has started giving away free games a little more often as well. Let's go. What was the This is it. Tiny Tina's Assault on Wonderland. So, this is Borderlands stuff, right? If I remember correctly, this was originally DLC that was part of Borderlands 3. Yeah, I think. But it was actually changed over to be standalone content. So you don't actually have to have Borderlands to play this game. So, and it's free. It's $0. Yeah. So on Steam right now, while this has mixed reviews, it's free. So I don't know if you're into the Borderlands content, the Borderlands games, and you haven't, excuse me, been able to give this content a try. It's free, so maybe worth it. The reviews are not great, but I haven't tried it myself, so I can't really comment on experience of it. But maybe worth a shot. So I'll link this in chat for you guys. Okay. There you go. It's free, and you don't have to have the other games to play it. Standalone content. Cool. See what else we got. Hmm. Not good, man. Ugh. Tired of coughing. Probably see a medical professional about this, but whatever. We've talked about this past few days. PS4 or PS5 Pro slated to release probably towards the latter half of 2024. But what I'll say is, in the traditional cyclical cycle of consoles, the PS6 is probably what the next generation of console for PlayStation will be called. Whatever the case may be, their next gen console will not be far behind that. So maybe for people that money's not an obstacle, it won't really matter. But for those of you that it is, you might weigh your options as to whether a PS5 Pro is worth it, or if it's worth saving that money towards a PS6 for a year and a half later or something. We've talked about that. Both of these articles we've talked about in great length over the past couple of days. So you look at the previous news segments for March 15th and March 16th. Okay. What is this? Okay, let's take a look at that. Game Pass subscribers getting one of the best strategy games ever. Let's see what's going on there. Okay. New update for the Steam Deck, providing some quality of life stuff there. Yeah. Yeah, what's up? Morning, gamer. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's kind of the way I don't know that, and maybe their aim here is to target people that haven't already bought into the PlayStation, you know. So, but yeah, I would feel the same way if I already had a PS5. I don't really see any way in which they would be able to upgrade the hardware enough for me to go, oh yeah, I need a PS5 Pro over my current PS5. I don't know. I have a hard time believing that whatever they're going to announce on that front would be enough to win me over. You know, for upgrading if I already had one. But maybe that's their aim, is to try to bring in that segment of individuals that have been on the fence about buying one, and to really, you know, go, oh, this is it's so good. It's so much better than the original, you know, and try to get more people to buy into this version, or this generation of console before they bring out the PS6 too, you know. So we'll see. It's good to see you, buddy. Free Persona 5 spin-off game, The Phantom X, gets what? Surprise announcement. Okay. Level up. How Nintendo drives people to video game piracy. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Hmm. A lot of that, I was pretty sure I already looked at, like, all I needed was one sentence there to confirm my expectations about what was going to be in that article, and it's about basically Nintendo's so bad about the combination of backwards compatibility and shutting down their access to their older titles, that it just prompts people to go pirate the old games, you know, go emulate them and pirate them and stuff like that so they can still play them. And the whole time, Nintendo's going, "Don't do that. That's not right. That's not, you can't do that." You know, but it's like they're not doing anything to give people access hardly either. You know, so it's a really, you know, it's a dumb situation on the part of Nintendo, but it drives people to pirate the games. It really does. We'll read it. A tempered glass mouse mat, huh? From Razer. Interesting. We've already hit on the new classic games coming, I think, for Nintendo, right? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we hit on this already. Um, I'll just hit on it again real quick, though, and we'll just let this article go. But if you didn't know, what's the date these are hitting, by the way, just to make sure everybody's well aware. I think they're already there. Four new titles hailing from Game Boy, NES, and Super Nintendo. Kirby's Dream Land 2, Burger Time Deluxe. You can see them all right here. Kirby's Dream Land 2, Burger Time Deluxe. We'll watch this real quick. We'll watch that when we get to that article. We'll just watch that and be like, yo, this is what you get, okay? Jesus. Rust developer cancels community event due to death threats. What is wrong with people, man? Disney Speedstorm is finally hitting early access soon. Looks like. Let's see. Is this worth looking at? GDC doesn't pop off for another few more days. Um, we'll take a quick peek at that, but that's just telling us kind of what to expect out of their presentation at GDC. So after GDC pops off, so in about 3 days, and it happens over a 4 day period, I think we'll really start getting a bunch of information out of GDC as to what all of these companies are showcasing and bringing to the table and announcing and stuff. Okay, what am I doing here? We already know all this. TLDR is FIFA and EA no longer have a contract where EA will be making FIFA games moving forward. What this has resulted in is EA will continue to make their soccer slash football games. You know, people call it different depending on where you live. It will no longer be called FIFA. It will be called EA Sports FC moving forward. It will be the same game you're used to seeing, which is basically just a reskin of the previous year's game. But it'll no longer have any FIFA affiliation in it. So all the FIFA branding and stuff will be out of the game. Other than that, the game will be virtually the same. FIFA, on the other hand, went and collaborated with a bunch of blockchain Web3 developers and is trying to get back into the gaming segment on that front. So I don't know. Good luck. Picking the lesser evil in this situation for all of you soccer fans or football fans. I mean, I'm guessing most individuals will follow the EA Sports FC because it will still be the same game that most people have been playing for years on end. It'll just be called something different. So that's my guess. Talked about that already. What? Microsoft's getting clowned? What? Over its wave of Call of Duty deals? I don't think that's. I mean, we'll read it. People that are clowning this don't understand the way this whole situation's shaking down. Um, so, I've talked about this here recently. Microsoft's doing everything they have to get this acquisition completed. If they didn't result to these kinds of tactics of giving people deals for basically, and look, Microsoft's still going to be making money off of this stuff. But if they didn't make these deals, this acquisition probably wouldn't happen. And people are not looking at this for what this does for Microsoft in the future. Even after these 10-year deals are up, if they don't want to continue these deals, then basically all the Activision Blizzard content, especially Call of Duty, becomes exclusive to them, right? And I fail to believe that Call of Duty over the next 10 years is going to revert into a less iconic game than it is currently. If anything, it'll probably be even more worth more money and be more unique at that point than it is now. So we'll read about this, and people that are dogging Microsoft right now for that, they have no idea the way business works, in my opinion. And Microsoft is just trying to get this deal done. This was about the only play they had. If they didn't show some kind of willingness to ease the concerns of anti-competitiveness for these regulators, it wasn't going to happen. So people can dog them all they want, but Microsoft's getting they're getting this deal done, and they're going to come out on top. We have that up already. Biggest Steam Spring Sale discount isn't on video games. Okay, see what that's about. Yeah, I mean, this is unfortunate. Why online gaming is intimidating for so many female players. We've seen actual like research stuff, and we read an article not too long ago in our news segment where there were it was actually male players that got into teams like random teams playing competitive games. Like I think one of the games they were playing was like Valorant, something like that. And everything was smooth. Everything was going fine. Good communication, good teamwork, things like that. And then after they switched over and started using voice changers to make them sound like women or female, um, the dynamic completely changed. Nobody wanted to play with them anymore, or most people, anyways. Not nobody, but most people didn't want to play with them anymore. Totally just didn't even give them a chance most of the time. Just automatically assumed that they were going to be trash at the game, and were, I mean, to the point of like using terrible kinds of verbiage towards these individuals, and it's just I mean, we've known this kind of thing's gone on in the gaming industry for a long time, and it's very it's tragic, and it's unfortunate that and it's not, there's a lot of discrimination in the world, and in the gaming world for sure. Any kind of online environment, people think they've got the right to do that kind of thing because of the amount of anonymity that comes along with online communities, online engagement, and it's not right. you know Individuals that think that way are trash, and they don't belong, and everybody should still just be treated as equals, no doubt about it. Doesn't matter, um, you know every it's insane that we, in my opinion, we even have to have these kinds of discussions, that people quite often view other people as lesser because of one reason or another: skin color, sexual gender or sexual preference or what have you. It's absolutely asinine, but it happens so often, and it's it's tragic that this is the same thing we have to deal with in the world that we love so much, and this is something that's got to stop. It's got to because we're not doing ourselves any favors. It hurts the gaming industry. It hurts our gaming communities. It's um, not making environments that feel safe and available for other people. That we want more people in this world that we love, dude. That we're potentially um, you know putting up barriers to not to keeping people out that can help progress the industry and help gameplay evolve and things like that, because they're scared to come in here and play because of uh these terrible people that think they've got some kind of right to discriminate against other people. It's terrible. It sucks. It's so gross. What's up, Syke? How you doing, buddy? Happy Friday, bruh. I'm not going to dive into this. Diablo 4 gameplay had leaked a while back, so maybe there's some new stuff out there. Okay. The beta's coming. That means there's going to be plenty of information and other leaked gameplay stuff from the betas that is coming as well. And you know, we'll get to see it. We will get to see it. Um, I don't know. I'm not going to dive into that. We've seen enough of the Diablo stuff already that I don't think I'm going to see anything. We will see anything that we haven't already seen in that. But as the beta pops off, we will take a more of a dive into the Diablo 4 stuff to see what people are saying and what impressions are of the content they're being exposed to. Okay. Texas Chainsaw Massacre release date is announced in the new trailer. Cool. We've seen some behind the scenes like making of stuff for this. That's cool. Oh yeah, this got brought up to us yesterday. So apparently Shroud is involved in the making of a new video game. So we'll take a quick peek at that and see what Shroud's being involved in here in the development process of. Twitch's CEO has resigned. Um, I know this isn't necessarily video gaming news, but I want to see what's going on here because obviously this is the platform we're all on right now, right? So whether you're, I mean, like I'm streaming on it, you guys are watching on it, So let's take a look at what's going on here. We've already talked about the FTC's fine of $245 million to Riot. Look at the past couple of news segments on YouTube if you want more information on that front. Okay, let's dive in here. See what we got. Biggest Steam sale spring. Okay, let's try that again after a sip of coffee here. Hold on. All right, I think that'll do it. The biggest Steam Spring Sale discount isn't on video games. Although the previously announced Steam Spring Sale brings discounts to various video games, the biggest discount isn't for a video game. Instead, the biggest sale goes to the highly demanded Steam Deck. The ongoing sale is a great time to get 1 or 2 or 10 games you have been playing. People can save so much money buying games at a discount, with some going for up to 85% off. However, no matter how high those sales go, you won't get the biggest discount from games. The highest discount you can get in the Steam Spring Sale comes instead from a piece of hardware that has high demand right now: the Steam Deck. To celebrate its first birthday, the Steam Deck will be getting a 10% discount. This discount lasts for the duration of the sale. Now you may be wondering, how can this be the biggest discount when it's only 10% off? Believe it or not, players can actually save up to $65 because of the discount if you're buying the top tier model, right? The top tier model is like $650, meaning, 10% off, you're getting $65 off, right? Below is the price list for all 3 versions of the Steam Deck. Yeah, so if you're getting the base entry model, it's $400, so you would save $40 on it. The middle tier version is $530, so you would save $53. And then the top tier, which it shows all the stats as to why these would cost what they cost, is $650, and you would save $65, right? The amount of money you can save from buying a Steam Deck during the sale is enough to buy a full-price AAA game. If that's not big savings, then we don't know what it is. However, as mentioned above, this is not a permanent discount. Players can take advantage of this reduced price until March 23rd. Once that date and time passes, players will have to pay the full price to get their own. Yeah. But, if you've been interested, I said stop it. If you've been interested in getting a Steam Deck, now could absolutely be the time to grab one, as 10% off is 10% off, So there's that article if you need more on those stats and stuff like that as to the different models. Texas Chainsaw Massacre release date announced in new trailer. After months of vague windows, Gun Interactive has finally revealed the Texas Chainsaw Massacre's exact release date. This asymmetric multiplayer game is coming out on August 18th on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, and PC, as well as Game Pass. The IGN release date trailer is rather brief and only shows a few executions. However, it also revealed the game's technical test will kick off on May 25th and will only be on PC through Steam. The trailer's description notes that those who want to partake in that test should pay attention to the game's social channels and wishlist it on Steam. There are no details currently on how to enter. Let's see here.
Be a lot of fear, but we'll be on the run.
So releasing August 18th. What was that? May 25th for the test. Is that what it said? Yep. Cool. There you go. There you go. So some dates for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game coming out. Huh. Okay. Can't wait to try it out. Quote unquote. Fans react to announcement of Shroud's upcoming game, Project Astrid. So the game was announced under the presumably working title Project Astrid. Shroud describes the game as an open-world survival shooter. He and fellow Twitch streamer Sacriel are partnering with Splash Damage, a development studio that's worked on several large FPS franchises, including Doom, Halo, and Gears of War. A 3-minute video announcing the development of Project Astrid and discussing the team's vision for the game was released on the morning of March 16th. As some may expect, parallels are already being drawn between Project Astrid and Dead Drop, the first-person shooter made by YouTube gaming streamer Dr. Disrespect's development studio Midnight Society. Doc sent a tweet congratulating Shroud on getting involved in the game development scene. Yeah, Doc has received mixed feedback on Dead Drop, with many criticizing its integration of NFTs. Yup. It is safe to say that many gamers will be hoping that the streamer's title steers away from that path, but so far they haven't. Many other streamers reacted to the Project Astrid announcement, including big names like Lyric, Tim the Tatman, and Courage. Fans are following a more cautious approach to the game. Some noted the game promises an innovative experience, but remained skeptical after hearing it would be an open-world survival shooter. Could fulfill that promise, would likely be a commercial success. Fans have a right to be cautious. Yeah, I mean, with any title, right? Overall, fan reactions to the Project Astrid's announcement were positive, and expectations for the game were high. Many are confident that Shroud's background will help him provide an engaging first-person shooter experience. If he can deliver on his promise of engaging gunplay, Project Astrid could be a real game changer in the first-person shooter genre. Okay, yeah. Yep, could. It could. I mean, what this comes down to, though, is like, many of us can, relate to, feeling like this would be and not everybody, but I can attest to the fact that this would be something I would definitely be interested in, and would be a bit of a dream, to have some kind of hands-on involvement in helping a development studio create a title, right? And, from the development studio's point of view, a big part of this is obviously going to be promotional. Yeah. So Shroud is well known, right? I mean, iconic in the gaming community, and very, very good at FPS games. And so a big part of this is promotional. So we always have to keep that in mind. What you would really hope is that from the development side of things, that Shroud will be actually having a very, very hands-on involvement with the project, and in providing some really key input and feedback to the developer as to what a lot of us want to see in games, and what could be a good way for them to incorporate things that would be fun for the game. And I talk about this kind of stuff whenever I play games all the time. I see things often that are like missing details, missing quality of life, bad quality control, things like that. So what you would hope is the developer really pays attention to some of the feedback that somebody like Shroud, as an avid game player, would have to say in the entirety of the development process moving forward. You would hope, right? What's up, Wick? What's going on, buddy? But as with any game, I mean, we don't really know if that'll be the case until we get more information on it. We see more gameplay, some people get some hands-on with it, things like that. So, as far as it goes for Shroud getting to be part of this development process, kudos, dude. That's awesome. Many people aspire to have some kind of involvement in the development process, and I'm happy for him. That's great. I just hope that it's actually being implemented in a way that the developer will listen to some, and hopefully Shroud will provide some quality feedback to the developer, and it's not just entirely promotional. Yeah, thanks, dude. I didn't even realize. Does that even count? Oh, I slept so much yesterday. I don't know, dude. I've been so tired lately too. Like I can't get over being sick. I can't. I've been feeling so tired. It's I don't know. I don't feel great, man. Um, Bailey's in the coffee. I blame you, dude. You got me sick. I can't get over it. I can't. I can't. I can't even think on like a three head level anymore. Um, yeah. You too, man. Yeah. Yeah. Crazy, dude. Jeez. Jeez. This year is flying by, is it not? We're gonna be at the 2 year anniversary of the channel before we know it. Um, said, oh, I'm beat up, dude. I don't know what's going on. I can't recover, dude. I can't recover. It hurts. Hurts. I'm tired of coughing, dude. It's driving me crazy. I just can't. I can't not. There might be something wrong at this point, dude. With how long I've been coughing, I should probably see a professional. But I don't want to leave my house. I don't know. It is what it is, I guess, dude. So we'll see what happens here, man. I mean, I'm happy for him, and I hope that it goes well. You know, we'll see. We'll see what it ends up being. Twitch CEO Emmett Shear resigns after 16 years at the company. The longtime CEO of the video game centric live streaming platform Twitch announced that he's leaving the post effectively immediately. Dan Clancy, currently Twitch's president, will succeed Shear as CEO effective immediately. In a blog post Thursday announcing the decision, Shear said he will continue to work at Twitch in an advisory role. Shear said he was stepping down as Twitch CEO following the birth of his first child. When my first child is just born, I've been reflecting on my future with Twitch. Twitch often feels to me like a child I've been raising as well, he wrote. While I will always want to be there if Twitch needs me, at 16 years old, it feels to me Twitch is ready to move out of the house and venture alone. So it is with a great poignancy that I share my decision to resign from Twitch as CEO. I want to be fully there for my son as he enters this world, and I feel ready for this change to tackle new challenges. Yeah. Shear has served as CEO of Twitch since 2011. It was acquired by Amazon in 2014 for a reported $970 million. Okay. What makes you think I'm not physically active, brother? All right. Well, I was wondering what this was about, but apparently it's just starting a family and stuff like that. But I don't know. Okay, we'll see. We'll see what that brings to Twitch, if anything, any changes or anything. We'll see. All cardio, baby. I'm definitely not as physically active as I used to be, but I still do things. Microsoft is getting absolutely clowned on over its wave of Call of Duty deals. This is stupid, man. Microsoft is signing partnerships with just about anyone who will take them in its attempt to push the Xbox Activision deal over the line. People are starting to take note. Yesterday, Xbox Phil Spencer announced Xbox's fourth 10-year deal in as many weeks. This time, it was Ubisoft, a company that best known for its work on the Switch cloud-based ports. That's got 10 years of access. Yeah, actually, that is what happens, dude. So yeah, good call. um, so this time it was Ubisoft, a company best known for its work on the Switch's cloud-based ports. They got 10 years of access to Xbox PC games as well as Activision Blizzard titles after the acquisition closes. That news came just a day after a very similar deal with Ukrainian cloud service Boosteroid, and only weeks after partnerships with Nintendo and Nvidia. Some of those names are significantly bigger than others, and Microsoft is now getting clowned on as social media users invent all manner of fake partnerships with obscure and outdated tech. Couple of posts, one boasting Spencer's seal of approval to describe the deal with Texas Instruments, promising to bring Call of Duty to a calculator near you. That's funny, dude. One post confirms a deal with Tamagotchi. Yo, let's go. While others are bringing Call of Duty to the infamous chicken warming KFC console and Soldier Boy's bizarre consoles. Xbox and Phil Spencer. This is kind of funny, but Xbox and Phil Spencer have announced that all Xbox games and Activision titles, after being acquired, will appear on the Tamagotchi in a landmark 10-year deal. Buy an 8-piece family meal from KFC, you get a free weapon skin. It makes it look like a drumstick. That's what they should have said. Great. That's funny, dude. While Microsoft's taking a bit of a beating, this is unlikely to be the last we hear of its 10-year deals. A core aspect of its negotiations with Sony is using increased access to Call of Duty for players around the world as a counter to complaints that it'll keep the franchise away from PlayStation users as soon as it gets the chance, or that the acquisition would otherwise give it an unfair advantage, especially in cloud gaming. While Microsoft's scattershot tactic is making it the butt of a few jokes, I think it's better than Sony's recent approach of accusations of potential sabotage, reported as part of a strategy to block the merger at any cost. Yeah, look, I mean, it's obvious what they're doing, right? So they're taking a hit here, but they're doing what needs to be done. Like I said before, Microsoft is doing what they have to do to get the job done here. They're going to they're doing everything they can to make sure this acquisition happens. So if they need to make 10-year deals with whoever, they're going to do it, because in the grand scheme of things, is it still going to be lucrative for them? They're still going to be making money off of this even under these deals, right? And then once these deals end, if they want to make Call of Duty proprietary to their systems, they can do that, which is even going to be more, lucrative to them and profitable. And, or, if they want to put specific companies that they've already got deals with into contract extensions or whatever for maybe even, at that point they won't be trying to get through this regulatory stuff either, and so they'll kind of be on their own with it. They can set whatever standards they want for these contracts and everything. So people they're busting on them a little bit, but Microsoft's doing whatever they have to do to get the deals done. So it is what it is. And yeah, gamer, actually, that is what happens. Like, I mean, we've got a little a little bit of some workout area and equipment and stuff, and just here at the place. And would I be better off probably going to a gym like I used to do back in the day? Probably, but I don't have the energy, dude, after streaming to like get ready, go out to the gym and do all that. So quite often, dude, I just do a little bit of working out here at the place, man. But yeah, that's what goes down. So, I mean, I don't know. You nailed it, dude. I mean, at least in the in the wintertime, in the like the spring and the summer, we get outdoors a lot more often. We go out for bike rides and do stuff like that. So it's not like I I don't ever do anything physically active. That's not the case, man. All right, Disney Speedstorm's finally coming, so get your wallets ready for Disney's version of Mario Kart. Disney Speedstorm video game races into early access on multiple platforms in April. The kart racing game developed by Gameloft will be available via early access starting April 18th on multiple gaming platforms. The arcade-like kart racing video game features fan-favorite characters sporting zippy vehicles and skills to match their unique personas. According to the official release statement, players of Disney Speedstorm will suit up and hit the high-speed circuits as some of their favorite Disney and Pixar characters in this exhilarating cross-platform arcade cabinet racing game. The game offers two modes, both a season tour in single-player mode and multiplayer mode, where gamers can challenge their friends in local and online gaming sessions. Racers will zoom through iconic, recognizable Disney-themed environments, and over time, additional characters and upgradable karts will be added to the racing lineup. In addition, Disney Speedstorm will feature a seasonal content, new racers, new tracks, and regular editions of collectibles. Founders Packs. As was the case with Gameloft's early access release of Disney Dreamlight Valley, Founders Packs are available for purchase. These provide players with additional perks for supporting the game before its full and official release. The 3 Founders Pack options available for Disney Speedstorm can be found today on the Nintendo eShop, Microsoft Store, and or Epic Game Store. Pre-orders start March 20th on the PlayStation Store. Players who pre-order a Founders Pack on PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, Xbox, or the Epic Game Store will receive a variety of perks based on the level purchased. Steam users on PC can wishlist the game today and purchase a Founders Pack option starting on April 18th to receive the Donald Duck cosmetics as a bonus. There's your Founders Pack prices and what you get with them. I'll link this for you guys. The game will feature crossplay and cross-save, which allows gamers to play together across different systems. In order to use the cross-save feature, users will need to purchase a Founders Pack on each system where they'd like to save their game. Once purchased, linked accounts will provide this additional functionality. Disney Speedstorm will enter access on April 18th for PlayStation 4, 5, Switch, Xbox One, Series X and S, and PC. You can watch the early access announcement trailer here. Let's take a look. I'll link this for you guys first. Disney Mario Kart. That's what they should have called it, right? They should have just called it Disney Kart. Yeah. Cool. There you go, man. I know there are people stoked to try it out, so hopefully you enjoy it. Let me know if you play it. So I'm just going to touch on this real quick. So NetEase is going to showcase a diverse slate of presentations at GDC 2023. Over 20 NetEase games experts have been shortlisted to present at GDC this year, delivering more than 16 talks across the core concepts and summit sessions. Presentations from NetEase game sessions will focus on sharing insights based on its blockbuster titles such as Harry Potter, Magic Awakened, Life After, or Naraka Blade Point, highlighting its use of machine learning in-game development, debating the future of tabletop games, and showcasing research about the management of gaming communities. NetEase Games will also introduce Clickly, an integrated game editor and global distribution platform, which removes barriers for entry for game creators. So that's the gist of this, right? The GDC does not kick off for another 3 days, and it'll happen from like the 20th, right, until the 24th. And once that happens, we'll get a lot more information outside of just what is planned for, some of these developers and publishers and stuff. Rust developer cancels community event due to death threats. Facepunch had planned to meet up with game developers and fans near GDC. Rust developer Facepunch Studios has canceled a small event that would have taken place at a coffee shop in San Francisco next week, citing an IRL threat. The meet and greet was set to take place near the 2023 Game Developers Conference. It was pitched by Facepunch as a chance for conference attendees and fans to meet the Rust team, share their portfolios, and talk shop. In an email exchange, Rust producer Alistair McFarlane told PC Gamer that threats are commonplace for developers of the survival game. Community-facing staff see threats daily, he wrote, typically from players who lash out on social media over changes they don't like. McFarlane also pointed to cheat makers and users as a source of harassment and threats, saying that individuals from the cheat community will often go to great efforts to target individual staff members. What is the deal, man? What's the deal with so many people in these online competitive games needing to cheat? What is that? I don't understand it, dude. It's like all they want to do is cheat at a game, and then they get mad whenever they can't. Like whenever a developer takes action to prevent them from being able to do it, they get pissed off about it. It's like, what is wrong with these people, dude? In some instances, staff members and their families have had to change personal details due to doxing, McFarlane said, which often takes a heavy toll on their mental health. The location of next week's event had been broadcast publicly, and following threats to kill, the studio decided to hold it. That holding it would present too great a safety risk and cause too much anxiety for staff. These threats are very concerning and must be taken seriously, said McFarlane. Yeah, I mean, Facepunch will still be attending GDC as planned and says that those who'd planned to go to the meetup can instead get in touch by email. This is not a statement we're happy to announce due to an IRL threat we must take seriously. We're going to have to cancel the GDC meetup in San Fran next week. If you would like to show us portfolios, talk shop, or get feedback on your work, reach out via email below. Cancellation has been met with disappointed head shaking on Twitter, but not a great deal of surprise. Death threats are a problem for everyone in the game's business, from employees of giant corporations to solo developers. Recent memory, we've covered threats received by Bungie, CD Projekt, Twitch streamers, and modders, which are just a few instances among many more. Quote, the overwhelming majority of fans are respectful and supportive, McFarlane wrote, but there's always going to be a small subset of individuals who engage in threatening and abusive behavior, which is unacceptable and absurd. These have to be individuals that have some kind of like mental instability going on or something, man. Like they don't live in the same reality that most people do. I don't. That's a weird thing, man. It's a weird thing for people to think that it's okay for them to uh take it upon themselves to threaten other people for things like a video game. Like what? What? That's crazy, man. The canceled meetup was set to take place outside of GDC. I've asked the conference of organizers for comment. Facepunch hasn't said whether or not it involves police in its decision to cancel the event. Update the story if I hear more. Dude, that's so crazy. And this is, I talk about this a lot, and I've actually expressed this sentiment too. I don't think it's the majority of people. There's like a small percentage of individuals in the gaming community that are just kind of out of their minds, and they think it's their prerogative to take it upon themselves to show up at like a developer's workplace or private property or something like that and threat physical violence on people or something. I mean, to take it to an absolute extreme because like they can't use a cheat in the game that they want to, or some kind of technical implementation in the game for a patch or something got debuffed or something. Who knows? They're like people that just lose their minds about things, which is crazy, man. It's crazy, and this is one of those things that is really really hard for. I think I talk about this a lot where I feel like trying to create a good relationship between us as the consumer and fans of video games and the developers themselves is very, very important, right? But it makes it very tough whenever developers are having to deal with trying to establish open lines of communication and things like that, and they just can't do it because this small segment of people are ruining it for everybody, right? It's pretty gross. It's unacceptable. It sucks, but we hear about it all the time. It's really unfortunate, man. Razer's first tempered glass mouse mat helps improve your gaming style. Razer Atlas is Razer's first tempered glass mouse mat. Helps ensure you experience zero mouse resistance during intense gaming sessions. Hmm. Razer has launched a new mouse mat, but it's quite different from the others you're probably already familiar with. The new Razer Atlas is Razer's first tempered glass mouse mat, and it is designed to improve your gaming style. Priced at $100, there's a lot to the new Razer Atlas that could likely make you a better gamer. It is optimized for mice with optical sensors and has an ultra smooth micro etched surface that's scratch resistant and also quite quiet when you swipe your mouse across the surface. That surface of the pad is also dirt and dust repellent, ensuring that your new mouse mat won't get dirty. Other than that, the mouse pad has an anti-slip rubber base, which prevents it from moving around too much. Even the edges of the pad are fancy, being CNC milled and rounded to withstand high-pressure situations. Razer says this combination of features on this mouse pad is ideal for when you end up using a mouse in games that have quick mouse flicks and swipes. If you're curious, the Razer Atlas comes in two colors, black or white, so it can better match your setup. This is a hard mouse pad, and it sits alongside the Razer Strider and the Razer Gigantus V2 and Razer's non-chroma mouse mats lineup. The Strider is a hybrid mat, and the Gigantus V2 is a soft mat. You can use the Razer Atlas with any mice if you please, but Razer suggests using it with gaming mice that have the Razer Focus Pro 30K optical sensor, which would be Razer's mice, right? Which can track on clear glass, yeah. Yeah, of the mice that have this particular sensor are the Razer Viper V2 Pro, the Death Adder V3 Pro, or the Basilisk V3 Pro. It is $100 US worldwide. So convert that to your locale price point. Yeah, but interesting. Now give me a big one. Give me one that goes all the way across, dude. you know? It's not that it's needed, but dude, I like having a mat that goes all the way across my desk. You know? I don't know why. It's kind of my jam, dude. I like it. Okay, so these are the games coming to, again, we'll just watch this video real quick, but So we've got Burger Time Deluxe, Kirby's Dream Land 2. What is that? Pocket. Side Pocket and Xevious. These are all games coming to Switch Online. Okay. There it goes. I love burgers.
Great.
Sick. There you go. These games are on Switch Online now. Cool. So there you go. If you need more, they've got some descriptions of the titles, stuff like that, in these articles. So there you go. How Nintendo drives people to video game piracy. We talk about this a lot in this community and just in the news segments and stuff too. But over spring break, I visited the Computer Spiel Museum in Berlin, a museum dedicated to the history of games. Included several old games players could try out. There was a comically oversized Super Nintendo controller I used to play Zelda, old school arcade machines, Sega Bass Fishing on the Dreamcast, and more games I wouldn't be able to physically try on my own outside of the museum. It got me thinking about how game companies, most notably Nintendo right now, don't like preserving their own games. March 27th marks the end of service for Nintendo's 3DS and Wii U online stores, meaning people will no longer be able to purchase new games for these systems. There's no news as to whether these games will be available via Switch Online or any other official method, which leaves people interested in these games other options. They can pick up a copy of the game through secondhand market if there's a physical copy of the game available. However, some games can go for $100 on eBay and you need a working 3DS. The battery on mine died years ago, and I had to jump through tons of hoops to get it fixed so I could replay some old games. And again, this is only for the ones that had a physical release in the first place. There's no place to purchase legitimate versions of digital-only games if the developers didn't also release them on another platform. And DLC also won't be accessible after the shop shuts down, something that's perfectly tragic for Fire Emblem Fates, because the third and best route of the game where you learn the truth about the whole story is only available as either DLC or if you can manage to get your hands on one of the special edition cartridges that is going for over $800 on eBay. The other option for players who don't manage these to download these games for whatever reason is piracy, an option Nintendo itself clearly doesn't like. Quote, video game piracy is illegal. Nintendo opposes those who benefit and trade off the creative work of game developers, artists, animators, musicians, motion capture artists, and others. Piracy continues to be a significant threat to Nintendo's business as well as to the business of thousands of game development companies that work to provide games for Nintendo systems. Nintendo notes on its fact, most importantly, game developers and publishers depend on the legitimate sales of their games in order to survive. Piracy discourages innovation and new game development, which ultimately impacts the consumer. That line right there, most importantly, right? Game developers and publishers depend on the legitimate sales of their games in order to survive. What a great quote from Nintendo's fact page. Whenever they are the ones that don't give people the ability to buy these games moving forward all the time. However, if literally the only way to get a copy of the game is to pirate it or buy it secondhand, then that's quite different. There's no money going back to the developers and people who worked on the game in either situation. Being able to replay and try out old games can be a wealth of inspiration to young game developers. Absolutely. While Nintendo is slowly making old games available through Switch Online, it's not enough. Currently, Nintendo Switch Online only has games up through the Game Boy available. No news about if or when GameCube, DS, 3DS, Wii, or Wii U games will be added to the service. Many of them probably never will anyways. It's always going to be like some of the more popular games. There'll be some obscure old school historic releases here and there that people might not expect. But for the most part, it's going to be the more popular titles. To demonstrate how many games will be lost when the Wii U and 3DS eShop closes, only around 25% of games from the Pokemon series, we just read about this the other day too, one of the largest franchises in the world, mind you, will be available in some official capacity. Furthermore, these require a subscription starting at $50 a year to get most games, whereas on the 3DS and Wii U eShops, you could simply make a one-time purchase for the specific game, so even Nintendo Switch Online could be more accessible. This is one of the big issues that I talk about with backwards compatibility all the time. It's actually total scum. It's such a scummy thing that console makers do, and Nintendo's the worst. You know, this is why they don't want you to have backwards compatibility, because they want you to buy a title over and over and over and over and over and over again. They want you to buy a title numerous times for different platforms. When ultimately, if you buy a title, you should be able to own it forever and play it forever on their platform. That's the way that should work. And that's what's great about most cases about PC. You buy it, you own it, you play it forever. You don't have to worry about a different PC version coming out and having to have another copy of that on another, if you got it, you own it, you play it forever. You got it. That's it, Whereas like we've seen with so often with Nintendo, no backwards compatibility, right? So Wii U comes out, you got Mario Kart 8. Mario Kart 8 costs, $60. You pay it, you play it on Wii U, and then Switch comes out, and it's like, oh well, if you want to play Mario Kart 8 on the Switch, then you got to fork over the money again, because those games don't ever go on sale. They never drop in price either. So you got to drop that money again for the same game on the new platform, right? It's the same thing they're doing right now with Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom is going to drop on the Switch. It'll be $70 plus whatever the DLC will end up costing, and you'll pay that for the Switch. Then their new console is going to come out in a year and a half. So on top of the new console price, if you want to play Tears of the Kingdom on their new console, there's no backwards compatibility, so they want you to buy it again, right? Another $70 to $100 for Tears of the Kingdom and its DLC, because no backwards compatibility. It's gross. It's disgusting. It's a terrible, terrible way that they've gotten over on consumers for a very long time now. Gabe Newell, president of Valve, said in 2011 that piracy is a service issue, not a pricing issue. While there are and will always be people who pirate things just because they can, a lot are only doing it because the only other option is to let old games fade into obscurity, which is tragic for any work of art, much less hundreds of games. If Nintendo really wants to curb piracy, they should announce plans to make these games available virtually on the Switch as soon as possible, preferably by making them simple purchases. But even having them on Nintendo Switch Online would be better than nothing. This is another thing. Nintendo Switch Online needs to change to just Nintendo Online. That's one of their other big issues. Every single time they come out with a new platform, they've got a new online platform. It needs to stop. They've got to stop doing this. They need to just have one perpetual, forever online platform now. They've got to be done with this. No more Switch Online. It's over. Take the Switch word out of it. It's Nintendo Online. You should be able to go there. They need to, like, so what you see right now with like the 3DS eShop shutting down, the Wii U eShop shutting down, like all those platforms, the shops that were set up for those platforms back in the day, they're getting shut down. You can't access that content anymore. And that's not the way that should be. It should be Nintendo Online. The content is there perpetually, forever. So the content, while they might quit supporting certain platforms, not pushing out any more like updates or anything like that for particular consoles, or because that's inevitable. That's the way that happens. But making it to where you can't access any of the digital games or anything like that anymore for those consoles that people still play for a long time after they initially came out, that's terrible. And Nintendo's got a lot of work to do, man. Unfortunately, people keep buying into this scummy kind of stuff that they do, and they keep getting away with it. So, I mean, I've been talking about this stuff for a while and trying to raise awareness about it. The other console makers are not great either. PlayStation's really been pretty bad too. Xbox is a bit better than the other ones in my opinion, but they've all got some space to move forward and be better to consumers and things like that. But Nintendo is absolutely the worst of all of them. No doubt about it. Free Persona 5 spin-off game The Phantom X gets surprise announcement. The game will feature a new set of Phantom thieves, though the original gang will make an appearance. Black Wings Game Studio has revealed Persona 5 The Phantom X, a free game that is set in the same universe as Persona 5. Set to launch as a free game for PC and mobile platforms, Persona 5 The Phantom X will follow another student in Tokyo who gains access to powerful Persona abilities. The Phantom X has been created by Chinese developer Black Wings Game Studio, a subsidiary of Perfect World Games, but Persona Central has reported that mainline Persona developer Atlus was involved with development. While a full release date is yet to be announced, a public test is scheduled for March 29th. However, it's yet to be confirmed whether Persona 5 The Phantom X will launch with English localization. Many aspects of the spinoff will look familiar to Persona 5 fans. The game's first trailer shows that a number of locations from the 2016 game will return, including Shibuya, the batting cages, and mementos. Let's see here.
ようこそ。君が見ているこの光景のことはベルベットルームと呼んでくれたまえ。
Is that a goblin?
先を急ぐぞ。最優先は脱出だ。さすがにやばいかな。平気。まだいけます。
君に聞きたいことあるんだけど、昨日どうやって渋谷まで行ったの？どうしたの？急にぼーっとして。進路のところチェックつけてないけど。
みんなも浮かれて標的にならないでね。ただでさえ枯渇の制服って街中で目立つから。
それにしてもお前からこれまでよりも強い欲望を感じた気がする。わしはそれに期待している。
Pitching? Oh no!
ナイス！次もこの調子で。君に不思議なことが起きてるのってこのフクロウの影響。
フクロウではない。わしはルフェルだ。今の窮地は自分自身の歪んだ欲望に突き動かされて正常ではなくなっているのだ。メメントスは人間の抑圧された欲望のるつぼ、心の声といった方が分かりやすい。
I probably need to play the Persona games, dude. At least like just go play Persona 5 or something. They're supposed to be pretty good.
間違いない。この先が窮地のパレスのようだ。
慌てないで別のルートにするから。シャドウ来てる。
その手腕は称賛に値する。
なんでって言われてもね、やりたいからとしか言いようないけどな。
無欲は時に君が君自身を放棄することにもなりうる。
痛みを伴わない無欲と決別するというのだな。ようや今日という日を迎えられようかな。我ら
全てを奪ってくれる。これが本当の全員野球。
今日も全力でいくぞ。
これで終わらせる。よし、頼まれた。
まだゲームセットには早いぜ。取れるものなら取ってみろ。
ペルソナ。まさに嬉しい誤算だよ。かような世界でワンダー以外に選択できる人間に巡り会えるとは。わしの目的も
That looked cool. Likewise, Persona 5 The Phantom X hits most of the same beats that 5 did. The first game trailer shows the protagonist attending school and managing his social life while fighting shadow monsters in Tokyo's metaverse realm. Though the main cast of P will cameo in The Phantom X, the story will follow a separate group of phantom thieves. Feline companion Morgana has been swapped out for a mysterious talking owl, while protagonist Wander is joined by second-year high school student Awilda. Wander has been designed by Shigenori Sojima, who served as art director for Persona 3 before working as a character designer for 4 and 5. In 2021, Sojima celebrated the 5th anniversary of Persona 5 by sharing a new illustration of the game's protagonist, Joker. Back in January, we awarded 4 stars to Persona 3 and 4, which debuted on Xbox shortly after the arrival of Persona 5. Cool. Neat. If you need more, there's another trailer in there you can watch too if you want. There you go. Xbox Game Pass subscribers get one of the best strategy games ever. Game Pass is today giving subscribers access to one of the best strategy games of all time across Xbox One, Series X, S, PC, and cloud platforms. By all accounts, Game Pass is on quite a strong streak this month, as it has already added titles like Dead Space 2, Valheim, Guilty Gear Strive to its expansive library. While more games should be arriving before the end of March, arguably one of the best additions in quite some time has come today. This was yesterday, yeah. Civilization 6. Yeah. Its release on Game Pass is somewhat timely, given major news associated with the franchise that recently came about. Roughly a month ago, Fireaxe has confirmed that it was in the process of developing the next mainline entry in the series, which should end up becoming Civilization 7. Not clear when more info on Civ 7 might be unveiled, but those who are eager to see more of the future of the property can now tide themselves over by playing the most recent installment through Game Pass. Cool. So there you go. Civilization 6 on Game Pass. Nice. Steam Deck update lets you transfer installed games from PC to Deck. Valve has detailed the latest update for its handheld gaming device Steam Deck, and it will include the ability to transfer installed games and game files between PCs and Steam Decks via a local network. The Steam Local Game Network transfers, as they are officially called, will allow a user to copy both installation and update files from one PC to another, or from a PC to a Steam Deck. So long as both devices are connected to the same local area network, the feature will also let each user decide with whom they would prefer to transfer with. No one, only devices logged in the same account, devices owned by friends of the active account, or any Steam user. Cool. The official Steam blog post for the feature does supply a list of requirements in order to make the local game transfers work. That list includes the following. Both devices must be connected to Steam and be able to find each other on the local network. Both Steam accounts must allow file transfers. The account transferring files out must be idle, meaning no active downloads or games running. The game being transferred needs to be released to the public and playable by both Steam users. The game being transferred must have the latest update installed on the device transferring files out. The new Steam Deck update will also address multiple bugs and new features, a list which includes the addition of streamable games to the ready-to-play filter, support for the Sony DualSense Edge controller, including support for remapping of the rear buttons, and the reduction of flashing in the background when scrolling through the home screen. Latest update for the Steam Deck is now available for all existing Steam Deck users. For those without a Steam Deck, it can be purchased on the official Steam page at a 10% discount right now, which we read earlier. All right. Ultra Kill, Weight of the World update now available. Ultra Kill is a platforming FPS developed by RC Hikata Patala and published by New Blood Interactive. Today, the Weight of the World update was released featuring a new level, radiant enemies, and the developer museum. Check out the announcement video below. Okay. Intense. I have no idea what this game even is, dude. Ultra Kill. Is it on Steam? Yeah. There's a demo too. This is Ultra Kill. I feel like I've seen this before. All right. All right. All right, man. That's Ultra Kill. Two classic 90s adventure games are getting unexpected remakes. Collective video gaming memory is a weird thing. Some games from decades past are committed to the pantheon, where they will be spoken about and remembered for all time. Others, meanwhile, can be some of the biggest releases of their time, only to disappear and never be heard from again. Little Big Adventure is one of those games. Released in '94, it was a huge deal. It graced magazine covers, earned rave reviews, and was notable not just for its incredible isometric visuals, but for its unique art style and puzzle design as well. Sold a ton of copies around the world, but one market it did not do well in was the U.S., which, given the America-centric nature of games writing and criticism, mostly explains the game's omission from the pantheon. It's lovely to hear, then, that a small team currently at work on attempts to reboot the franchise have decided to completely remake both the original game and its sequel in Unreal Engine 5. They're not doing it solely out of the goodness of their heart, however. They're doing it to drum up enough interest in the series to help a publisher agree to pay for development on their reboot project. Everybody wins. We're getting remakes of two of the coolest adventure games ever made. If they do well, then we'll get a new Little Big Adventure game to go along with them. First game will have a demo released during the next Steam Neo Fest, June 19th through the 26th, with the team's announcement blog suggesting both games will be out by 2024, the 30th anniversary of the series. There's more at the project's official site and a link right here if anybody is interested, okay? Cool. All right. Last article I have for the day. If anybody has anything to add, let me know and we'll address it before we move on to probably a little bit of Warframe this morning while we wait on our buddy Pinky to get home from work, and then we'll dive into day 5 of Divinity. Cool. NVIDIA accelerates neural graphics PC gaming revolution at GDC with new DLSS 3 PC games and tools. AI-powered NVIDIA DLSS 3 comes to new AAA games, including Diablo 4, DLSS frame generation, publicly available for developers at GDC. Ahead of next week's Game Developers Conference, NVIDIA announced an expanded game roster and new developer plugins for NVIDIA DLSS 3. Latest version of the AI-powered deep learning super sampling technology is now supported in an assortment of blockbuster games and franchises, and being integrated into Unreal Engine, one of the world's most popular game engines. The company is also publicly releasing the DLSS frame generation plugin to further ease developer adoption of the technology. Since its launch in 2018, DLSS has driven a neural graphics revolution in PC gaming. Neural graphics intertwines AI and graphics to create an accelerated rendering pipeline that continuously learns and improves. Instead of natively rendering every pixel in a frame, DLSS allows the game to render 1/8 of the pixels, then uses AI and GeForce RTX tensor cores to reconstruct the rest of the pixels, dramatically multiplying the frame rates while delivering crisp, high-quality images that rival native resolution. Diablo 4 for Forza Horizon 5 Redfall DLSS 3 is in the biggest games and biggest franchises. Yeah, to date, over 270 games and applications use DLSS as an AI-powered performance accelerator. DLSS 3, the latest version of the technology, is available in 28 released games and has been adopted 7 times faster than the previous iteration, which was DLSS 2. DLSS frame generation publicly available for developers at GDC. So NVIDIA will make DLSS frame generation plugins publicly available during GDC, which kicks off in like 3 days, and will go through the 24th, allowing even more developers to integrate the frame rate boosting technology into their games and applications. DLSS frame generation will be available to access via NVIDIA Streamline, an open source cross-vendor framework that simplifies the integration of super resolution technologies in 3D games and apps. So Unreal Engine 5.2 integration, adding DLSS 3 to Unreal Engine games simpler than ever. So NVIDIA and Epic announced the integration of DLSS 3 into the popular Unreal Engine game engine. UE, Unreal Engine, is an open and advanced real-time 3D creation tool that gives game developers and creators the freedom and control to deliver cutting-edge real-time 3D content. Rando moat time, by the way. Interactive experiences and immersive virtual worlds. The DLSS 3 plugin will debut in Unreal Engine 5.2, making it simpler for any developer to accelerate the performance of their game or application. Cool. Again, there's a lot of talk about what is going to be kind of showcased by a lot of developers. Ghost, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man? Happy Friday. A lot of developers, publishers, things like that for GDC, because it is about to pop off. So it'll kick off on the 20th, which is Monday, and it'll go all the way through Thursday. So from Monday through Thursday, we're going to be getting, so probably Tuesday through Thursday for us for the news, we'll be getting articles coming out explaining in more detail what exactly is big pertinent information for what's being showcased out of GDC, right? And we'll be covering it in those for most of this coming week. We'll be getting a lot of information about the GDC stuff, and there'll be some neat stuff. But we're seeing just a bit of like, you know, they're giving us a little taste of a lot of these developers. It's like, yo, we're going to be at GDC. This is kind of what we're showing off. This is what we're planning on rolling out, and so they're kind of trying to get people a little hyped about GDC popping off here pretty soon, and giving people a bit of a taste of what's to come for the showcase, right? So that's what's happening. That's the news, guys. That's the news. Don't forget, if you missed this, Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep, excuse me. This is a standalone DLC kind of content. It was not originally standalone stuff. It originally was part of, I think you had to have Borderlands 3 to play this. And but it is standalone now, and it's free. It's absolutely free. I'll link it again. It's not highly rated, but it is free gaming content. So if you enjoy the Borderlands stuff, then it might be worth oh, yo, cool, man. Nice, Ghost. You'll tell your dad I said thanks, man. Sick. That's awesome. So, you know, again, I think a huge obstacle for many of us in the gaming world is price. You know, it's a big deal, and I try to get people as much of an insight to where you can get some free content, free games, free software, and deals on hardware and software. And you know, if you dig the Borderlands content, then you know, it might be worth checking out. It's free, man. It's free. All you have to do is go to Steam and just add this to your account. It's yours. It's free forever. It's not like one of the free trial things, or so you just go in here, you add it to your account, it's yours. So you know, even if you don't think that you would ever play it, there's a possibility you might get that itch at some point. And so free, it's hard to pass up free stuff, man, in the gaming world. So go grab it. Who knows? Maybe at some point you'll want to try it out, okay? There's the link right there in chat, all right? That's it. That's what I got. So we're going to move on. We're going to play a little bit of Warframe while we wait for our buddy Pinky to get home so we can continue our Day 5 co-op playthrough of Divinity Original Sin. We're having a lot of fun, and we'll keep pushing with it today. So we'll do a little bit of some Warframe, maybe like an hour to 2 hours worth of Warframe while we wait on Pinky to get home, and then we'll do some more Divinity. Cool. Happy Friday, man. I hope everybody has had a good week. I'm willing to bet most people are pretty excited right now for it to be Friday and the weekend to be upon us, man. That's usually what most of us are grinding for, yeah. So, dude, I could talk forever, Ghost, about how much I hate. Look, and there's a difference. We talk about this a lot, you know, the cheating in games, right? A lot of us grew up playing like single player titles that had like cheat codes in them and stuff. And if you're just playing around in a single player title and you're not affecting anybody else and you just want to like mess around and have some fun and use some cheats or whatever, dude, more power to you, whatever. You're not affecting anybody else. It is what it is. But to play an online game and ruin a game's community by cheating because you don't want to take the time to get good and elevate your skill to a level to compete with other people, and you just want to be soft and use cheats and wreck everybody else because you suck, you suck. You know, I'll stick by that dude through and through for the rest of my life. I hate it so much. And I'm right there with you, buddy. Yeah, it drives me crazy, dude. I hate it. And it's one of my favorite things to watch, man. One of my favorite things to watch are clips of people that have gotten caught cheating in video games and getting blasted for it. I love seeing people get caught cheating in video games. It's a very satisfying thing for me. There are a lot of videos on YouTube of people that have like live streaming their games or things like that, and they get busted by accidentally showing their cheat stuff on their cheat software on screen or something like that. You know, it's great, dude. It's a very satisfying thing for me for people to get busted cheating. Yeah, and we're seeing nowadays more developers are finding ways to get better at not only catching people that are cheating, but finding ways to prevent them from getting back into the game, whether it be on that same account or using dupe accounts or whatever, you know, so which is great. That's good. I'm glad developers are trying to do a better job at preventing that kind of thing. Absolutely. So I'm right there with you, buddy. I agree, dude. And yeah, thanks to your dad, dude. I appreciate that sentiment, man. That's very cool. I'm just passionate, dude. I love games. I love the video gaming world, and I'm just very fortunate to do what I love to do right now. It's you know, I've always been a gamer my entire life, and I haven't always had the opportunity to immerse myself in the industry and the world, and I'm fortunate enough right now to be able to do that. So I'm just trying to take advantage of it, man. That's why I do the news, man. It's important to me. It's interesting to me, and I love immersing myself in it. So that's the big reason I do the news every day, and I love to play games too, man. So that's why we just keep playing games after we do the news every day. You know, that's my jam. So to all of you that are always a part of what we do here, you're amazing, and I appreciate you helping to create such an amazing space for all of us to be a part of every day. You guys rock. I hope everybody's Friday has gone well, goes well, whatever you got left of it. We'll move on to doing our gaming content for the rest of the day, but if anybody else is potentially checking this content out, whether it be now or later on as highlights or VODs on the YouTube channel or here on the Twitch channel, and you're enjoying this content or any other content you might be exposed to, come hang out with us, man. We go live at 6 a.m. CST every single day. We start all of the streams out with video gaming news before we jump into whatever gaming content, video games that we have planned to play for the rest of the day. We have a good time, and this is a community of amazing people. So come hang out and have a good time with us. All right. Other than that, stay healthy, stay safe, be kind, and we will catch everybody tomorrow for March 18th edition of Video Gaming News. And we'll probably be playing mostly Divinity through the weekend. We'll probably get a little bit of Warframe in too. Yeah, but that's the plan. All right.